Hello everyone, and welcome to another Pathfinder adventure card game scenario. We are on scenario 1.5 with the character Damiel over at the crypt, where at this location the difficulty of checks against Banes that have the cold or undead trait is increased by 3 plus the scenario's adventure deck number. So that will be a total bonus of plus 4. Alright, Damiel likes his hand, so advancing the Blessings deck, it's a Blessing of Thoth, and exploring, we get a Shield Cloak, Intelligence Knowledge 8. Damiel has a D10, Intelligence plus 2. Alright, so we rolled a 6, 7, 8, so we do acquire this card. That's pretty cool. It's an Armor 1. So what we're going to do is we will keep that card. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and use a Blessing of Kepri, and we're going to go ahead and use that to explore. So we will explore. We get a Compass. Wisdom Survival 4. Damiel has a Wisdom of D6. So we rolled a 3, so we do not acquire that card. Okay, so it gets discarded. So let's go ahead, or actually that Bane gets banished, to use the correct terminology. Let's advance the Blessings deck. Damiel has in his hand the helpful Haversack. So it says at the start of your turn, reveal this card to examine the top card of your deck. Alright, and it is a Smokestick. So now what we can do is, you may additionally discard this card to add the examined card to your hand. Otherwise, put the examined card on the top or bottom of your deck. So that's pretty cool. We don't really think we're going to need the smokestack or the smoke stick, so we will put it at the bottom of our deck. And now we will explore. Here we get a Crocodile Skin Madu. It's Constitution Fortitude 6 or Melee 5. Damiel has a Constitution of D8. We rolled a 4, so once again this boon is banished. Alright, let's go ahead and advance the Blessings deck. We get the Curse of Vulnerability, unfortunately, so Damiel has that curse. We are going to use the helpful Haversack, and we're going to, okay, we get a Blessing of the Elements. That could definitely be very useful. So what we're going to do is we are going to discard this card and add the Blessing of the Elements to our hand. Alright, so let's go ahead and explore. We get a Copus, Dexterity ranged 5. Damiel has a Dexterity of D10 plus 2. But his ranged is Dexterity plus 2. So we do acquire this Copus card, but we will promptly discard it. And we like the way the hand is, so we will advance the Blessings deck. It's a Blessed of Wadjet. We will explore. We get a Blessed of Horus. Damiel has one of these in his deck, but maybe it wouldn't hurt to get a second one. So check to acquire, Dexterity ranged 7. So let's go ahead and roll Damiel's D10. So 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we acquire this Blessing, and we can go ahead and use it. It says discard this card to move. Of course, in my scenario campaign, there's only one location, so we just pretty much disregard those effects. It says, then you may explore your location. You may not use this power during an encounter. Okay, so we can discard this card and explore, which is what we will do. Alright, and we get the villain slash henchman for this scenario. So it does have the undead and the swarm trait. So what we have to do here is we have to add plus 4 to this check to defeat. Alright, and it's immune to mental and poison traits. And it says here, alright, so it's just pretty much a straight up combat 17. But we do have some good items in our hand. We do have the Acid Flask. So we're going to go ahead and use an Acid Flask combo with a Blessing of the Elements. So what we're going to do, we have to discard the Blessing of the Elements. The Acid Flask is our ranged skill, which is D10, plus 2d6, plus we get to add another D10 thanks to the Blessing of the Elements. So let's go ahead and assemble our dice, and we get to add +2 to this roll. So roll all these dice, adding 2, we get 10, 16, and 7. So 24, 25, 26. So wow, 26. We defeated the Crawling Hands by 9. And it says here, if you do not defeat Crawling Hands by at least 4. Well, we defeated it by 9. Okay, pretty awesome. The Crawling Hands is banished and the crypt is closed. Alright, well that was interesting. I think in future iterations of that scenario, we will have to make it a little more challenging. As it was, Damiel was able to handily close out that location. Alright, so the reward for that scenario was the Spear of the Watchful Guardian. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. And normally when I acquire this loot with characters, I tend to keep it. But for Damiel, I do not think he wants to keep that card. So looking at the deck check really quick for Damiel, that's what he acquired. Let's look at what he acquired for this. So he did acquire that. He acquired that boon. He also, did he acquire anything else? He acquired a Blessing of Horus and a Copus. So he did acquire all these 4 new loot items, which means he's got plenty to trade to a trader. Alright, let's have Damiel visit a trader. So of course he's going to go hang out with his pal Falsine Deek, and he's going to try to get some more alchemical items. So he's on level, he's still on level 1, so Damiel can still trade his basic boons or his level 1 boons. So he has plenty of those. Once he gets up to level 2, he'll be quite limited on what kind of items he can trade to any traders. So rolling a d10 here, just to see, okay, starting with the second card. So Falsine Deek is offering a Potion of Healing and an Acid Flask. Alright, well we definitely want to get this Potion of Healing. Potion of Healing says, banish this card and choose a character at your location. To shuffle 1d4 random cards from his discard pile into his deck. Okay, so that's a no-brainer. We want the Potion of Healing. It's alchemical. So we don't want the Acid Flask. So we'll tell Falsine Deek that we're going to go ahead and give him, a Copus, and we'll give him the Shield Cloak. Yeah, we will give him the Shield Cloak. 4. So we're getting rid of those 2 boons, and now we do get the Potion of Healing. So now what we're going to do is we have to figure out which items Damiel is going to be keeping in his deck. He has a 7 card item limit in his deck. So, and he really likes all of his items. So the question is what is he going to toss to keep that Potion of Healing? Alright, well I will let you know at the start of the next scenario. It's very rare so far that I have a short scenario. So that was an interesting change of pace. Not too challenging. Damiel got some great loot, and he visited a trader, and he leveled up quite excellently. Alright, well thank you so much for watching. I will have another adventure up shortly.